Ladies and, of course, gentlemen, welcome into the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday. Your host, Maurice Patton, and, of course, Brad Hopkins. We're down here in Williamson County, home of the Independence Eagles. And this cat right here is Scott Blade, former linebacker, San Diego State. We'll get back into the WAC here in just a minute. He was cool enough to give us a minute or two of his time. It's not very often that we talk to programs that have won 22 games straight. That's where we are today. How does that feel?
That feels great. It feels great that we're still winning.
Yeah.
You know, and after all the hoopla from last year, we've been able to withstand everybody's best shot to this point and keep it rolling. And the kids are still getting better. We got a long way to go, but we feel like this team has got a chance to be pretty good.
Scott, we talked in the preseason, and you said.
You would tell your mom you call her back.
Scott, we talked in the preseason, and we talked about, coming off 15-0 and what this team was capable of. And you said you didn't know if they were capable of going 15-0 again or what, but there was a high ceiling for this team. How do you feel like you guys are going about reaching that ceiling?
Yeah, just getting a little bit better each week. You know, we've set small goals. We try and take the scoreboard out of it. We try and take the opponent out of it. Those are things you can't always control. But we can't control how well we're preparing. We can, for instance, on offense, we had a lot of inexperience coming into this year and a lot of yardage to replace. And a lot of new faces, and so it's kind of getting them to grow up, getting them experience, getting them comfortable with the system, and we feel like each week we're making little strides. And last week was an example. We were about 64% completion rate, 14 for 22, and almost 300 yards, about 275. Got a lot of people involved, still able to run the ball effectively. The biggest thing was no turnovers. Those are the kind of things that we can control, our efficiency. And I think that, especially Brandon Hines, because he's the one that makes this whole thing go on offense, I think we're doing that. I feel good about that, and I feel like the kids' focus is right as we head down the home stretch here and hopefully get to the playoffs.
You talk about Brandon, and that kid's had a tough act to follow. I mean, because you don't come across an Andrew Bunch every day. And I think I said it to you at one point this year, Brandon Hines is a pretty good high school quarterback. He's just following in the footsteps of maybe one of the best I've ever seen at this level.
Yeah, you're correct. And Andrew had the luxury of 3 years of kind of building this thing up, understanding the system, and getting comfortable within his own skin, so to speak. Brandon Hines has been thrown into the fire, and as a senior with not a lot of experience, the past several years, but he's coachable, works extremely hard, he's very smart, he has all the physical tools he needs to be successful. And a lot of this is just getting reps, seeing different looks, getting experience, and I think the Smyrna game was a good eye-opener for him because of the speed at which their defense played. We can't replicate that in practice with a scout team, and he's not going to see it most of the year until he gets into the playoffs. So that was a good, even though he struggled at times, it was a good learning tool. As we move forward. And like I said, we feel like he's getting better each week. And last week may not have been the most yards he's thrown for, but I felt like his decision making was great, and I felt like he gave us a chance. And then to couple that statement, our young receivers, TJ Sheffield, Kendrell Scurry, and you put 2 other seniors we've added, Landon Guidry, obviously, and Owen Murphy is finally 100% healthy. There was 0 drops. That doesn't mean that there was passes incomplete. There was 0 drops. Stuff that hit us in the hands, stuff that is controllable. And so we felt great about that. And again, that goes with our overall efficiency is going in the right direction.
Coach Blade, you mentioned getting better week to week. How do you manage getting better week to week when you have situations like fall break where the kids have time? You've got to basically manage their schedule as well as yours. How do you do it?
I think the important thing is that when we do practice, they're efficient practices, but I do recognize the importance of the mental and the physical well-being at this stage of the game. Their bodies, they've been in pads 11 weeks, 12 weeks. They're a little bit banged up, so giving them a little time off to recuperate there, I think that's real important. And also mentally, from the coach's standpoint as well as the players, we want them mentally fresh. We want them ready to come out and practice with purpose. And I think that's what we've been able to do is we don't go extremely long. Our practices are, I would say, never longer than 2 hours, and sometimes that hour and 45 minutes type of stuff. But we try and practice with a purpose, try and practice in a way that we can all get something out of it. We can keep moving forward without beating each other up and mentally draining the kids.
Coach, you mentioned Landon Guidry on the offensive side of the ball. This kid is obviously a Mississippi State commitment at safety, but giving you a lot on offense. And, when you have a kid who comes in for his senior year and is already committed at a high level, you see those guys can either go one of two ways, and Landon has kind of taken that, I'm going to show you why I'm a Southeastern Conference commitment on a week-to-week basis, has he not?
For sure. First of all, he works tirelessly. That guy is in the best shape of anybody on our team. I don't know that there's an ounce of body fat on him. He is a grinder. He's one that loves practice. He loves the challenge. He's been a godsend, so to speak, because like you said, you can go one of two directions, and you can bring your team, with you, or you can bring it down. And he's absolutely a guy that is focused on, this year being his legacy and his trademark. He's done a great job for us, both sides of the ball.
When I covered Vanderbilt basketball, I got a chance to cover Kevin Stallings for a few years, and he dropped a line on me once talking about Shane Foster. When your best player is your hardest worker, that's when you got something.
That's right. That's exactly right, because, we do have young guys that are getting attention by SEC schools. We do have, and we feel like, he's the perfect example of, he's already committed. His future's kind of already on a path, a great path. And these younger guys that are getting attention, showing them, hey, this is the now. This is the here and the now, and it's important to do everything you can right now, embracing this situation right now. Because some guys, a lot of guys, it never gets better than this. And we're in a fun situation. Our community, our campus, administration, our kids, the parents, everybody's has rallied behind this team, and it's a fun. Like I said, it's a fun environment, fun situation to be in right now, and he's definitely one that's embracing that.
Yeah, I bet it is a fun environment when you got hardware like this. Coming down the stretch, Coach, got a few games left in the regular season. What's the focus? What's basically the goal in trying to get one of these right here once again?
Yeah, it sounds silly, it sounds coach cliche speak and all that other stuff, but honestly, on paper, these next three matchups are probably in our favor, and that's what we try, and as hard as it is you try and take the focus off that. For us to come anywhere close to last year's team, right now is the time where you're fine-tuning things, you're getting better, you're becoming more efficient like we talked to, you're eliminating the silly mistakes, the 15-yarders that are controllable, the offsides, ball security, quarterback decision, better tackling. So, if we're just working on those, it doesn't matter. It's high school football. It doesn't matter who you're playing in front of you. If we're doing the best we can and we're playing at the highest level we can, we think we're going to be, a tough team to beat. If we're not, and we take these next few weeks and forget about the little things and stop pressing forward on us becoming as good as we can, then it'll be that would be a disappointment. But I think the kids are in tune with what our goals are and what their goals are, and time will tell if everything comes to fruition.
Well, good luck, Coach. Hopefully you can finish this thing out undefeated.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go and do it for another edition of B-Hop and Mo on the Go. We're down here at Thompson Station, Independence High School, the home of the Eagles. That's Scott Blade. All right, back to you in the studio on the Xander Insurance Countdown to Friday. Right, Mo. Yeah, thanks, Mo and Brad. They do a great job, you know that.
They do.
I'm just kidding. Hey, listen, how about you dropping the Kevin Stallings on them?
Hey.
He's such a wealth of knowledge, Mo.
Well, when you've been around this long, hopefully you pick up a little bit. But that line just always resonated with me when he said that when your best player is your hardest worker, that's when you've got something special. And I think that's something that a lot of coaches like to see out of their top guys.
I would imagine he's dropping that line on the Pitt program right now as he gets ready to do battle in the ACC.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, when we come back, we got more from the Zander Insurance Countdown to Friday, but leaving you with Hendersonville versus Gallatin. Stick around. We'll be right back.